Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Robyn from Real Housewives of Potomac and LaTisha from Love and Marriage Huntsville being the same people, you guys. Being the same person. What am I talking about? So last night was the season premiere of Real Housewives of Potomac, which focused heavily on the cheating scandals of DIXON, you guys. And, you know, Robyn, for whatever reason, wants to believe the BS that Juan tells her. And I was thinking to myself, this is giving LaTisha and Marceau, right? That even if she knows that these stories sound outrageous, she is going to stand by her man. She is going to stand by her husband for the simple fact of having a husband on a show that is called Housewives and having a husband on a show called Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? In which Carlos spilled this. Carlos King spilled this on his own, saying how these housewives, how these reality stars are not in the best of marriages and pretty much are on the brink of divorce or might even be separated in real life, but will put on a show for these quote-unquote marriage, reality TV shows in order to sell an image, you guys. And it's convenient now that Juan is unemployed, that we have seen him the most out of all of these seasons of Real Housewives of Potomac last night, you guys. And he is up here calling one of the side chicks, Bree, so attractive and how pretty she is, like twice in Robyn's face. Instead of saying that they're going to work on us as a couple, Juan is saying he's just here for the kids to work on to make sure the kids are okay. He does not care about, Robyn at all. And I think part of why Robyn stays is because she feels like she is indebted to Juan for whatever reason, even though it was her family that took in Juan. And then I think she also feels guilty because she was the person who was responsible for losing the money, right? So I think in her weird way, she probably thinks that she deserves to be cheated on, you guys. She probably thinks that she deserves this, that she deserves to be cheated on, she deserves to be embarrassed and humiliated like this. However, when she gets in front of the other women, she is acting brand new. She is acting in denial. And then we find out in the episode last night that Juan was still talking to the girl from Canada. That this wasn't just like a Good Samaritan thing where he just like shows up to a hotel and signs a hotel receipt and there was another NFL player for the Baltimore Ravens. No. That is complete cap. That is complete BS. And I cannot believe that, Robyn is believing this nonsense. And what I don't believe as well is cheating is the reason that you divorced Juan in the first place, because he couldn't stop cheating. And you marry him allegedly a second time, and you forego having an infidelity clause with somebody who has cheated on you excessively in the past, somebody who has told all of us season 2 on a hot mic that he was just there for the kids and he wanted to find somebody that he can be in love with and have a long-lasting relationship with. When he was overseas, he told a Latina chick that she was the love of his life and his rock, and Robyn still went back to him after that when he came back into the States, you guys. Like, it has just been incidents after incidents after incidents, whether it's the Canada girl, whether it is the co-worker from his old job, getting, nails done at the, nail salon together, at the laundromat together. Like, it is just all a hot mess, you guys. And I cannot believe that Robyn is believing this foolishness. So like LaTisha Scott from Love and Marriage Huntsville, I feel like they've both made this agreement that regardless of how, trifling their husbands are, they're going to stand by them for the sake of this check, right? They're going to stand by them for the sake of this money, right? To keep the money coming into the household. And it doesn't matter how humiliating or how embarrassing or how disrespected they are by their spouse. They're going to continue to stick around as long as they're getting a check at the end of the day, which I think is completely insane. There is no amount of money, you guys, not even millions of dollars, not even billions of dollars, that you're going to have me on national TV looking crazy, you guys. That you're going to have a husband of mine talking to me any kind of way, disrespecting me any kind of way, cheating on me any kind of way, and I'm supposed to just sit there and take it because I'm making money? No. These people's self-esteems are in the toilet, you guys. And at the end, there was this intervention / come to Jesus meeting that Giselle was trying to have with, Ashley and Charisse, who all have been cheated on by their husbands, right? And, Charisse basically was trying to tell Robyn, hey, it doesn't matter what these mistresses look like, whether they are cute or ugly, or whether they are skinny or overweight. It doesn't matter. If a man is going to cheat, he's going to cheat. It doesn't matter. Remember Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martel's side chick said that, Marceau and Maurice allegedly like to cheat with linebackers, right? So cheating, it doesn't matter, right? Whether somebody is prettier than somebody, whether somebody is skinnier than somebody, none of that matters. If somebody wants to cheat, they're going to cheat, and it doesn't matter, right? But what Charisse was trying to, put Robyn on game on is like, listen, you're going to be me in the future. Either Juan is going to stick around until he finds somebody else that can be his benefactor, basically, or he finds another good paying coaching job somewhere, right? Or he's going to wait till both boys turn 18 years old, you guys, and then make his mad exit. And that's the same thing that Eddie Jordan did to Charisse, basically. Basically waited till the kids were grown, about to be off to college, and they would be empty nesters to ultimately, file for this divorce. So that way, he wouldn't have to be responsible for child support, you guys. And I don't even think Juan was paying child support when they got divorced the first time, because they were still living together as roommates, right? When it was all said and done, even though they quote unquote worked together. And I don't know if you guys remember season 1, but Giselle was trying to get Robyn away from Juan. like quiet as is kept. People have been on Juan since season 1. People, even Ashley, even though she has no room to talk considering her marital drama, but they have been on this in season 1, you guys. So this isn't new information about Juan. It is just that this is the first time we're having back-to-back scandals, and instead of Robyn discussing them, she gets on the defensive, but she has no problem putting her nose in these other housewives' business and attacking these other people's marriages, which I do not understand for the life of me. Meanwhile, this entire time, you have your own husband that is messaging girls from Canada, that is meeting up with girls from Canada to pay for a hotel, and he basically said that he hung out with her. And Robyn didn't say anything. He is telling you to your face, yeah, I cheated. What are you going to do about it? Right? And the audacity to even admit that she, kicked out Juan, but not really, in an argument about all of this drama, about all of these scandals, only for him to still be there, to still come home to this house and all these things, right? Because, it's also another form of manipulation, right? Because Juan is going to ride this out as long as a check still comes in for Real Housewives of Potomac, right? So he's jobless right now, right? So he's going to play the part, but he's still going to do him on the side, right? But he is going to make sure that Robyn feels guilty for losing their money, that Robyn feels guilty for whatever resentment that Juan has towards her. And that is his excuse for cheating, you guys. That is his excuse for continuing to entertain other women. That is the excuse that Robyn has now told the girls that Juan has a relationship with his coworker, Bree. Make it make sense, you guys. Make it make sense. There is no reason that your husband should be having a relationship, a public relationship, with his coworker like this. This isn't a situation where, like, some of you who have jobs and you want to go out on, like, a Friday night with your coworkers, and it's a group of you guys, and you go out to a restaurant, you go out to a bar, maybe to have some drinks, maybe to kick back after your shift, or whatever the case may be. This is not that. This is two people in the middle of the day, you guys, going to a nail salon together. This is two people, normally, even if a program, has to go to a laundromat, if it's a smaller school with less funding, to wash the uniforms of the players, typically that's usually like an assistant of some sort. That's usually, one of like the, not to be, mean, but it's not the head coach, basically, right? It's not the head coach. It's usually not the assistant coach either. It is usually people on like the training staff, or it's usually some other type of assistant, but not the same type of assistant that is on the coaching staff that is responsible for this. And I just can't believe that Robyn is believing all of this. And I feel like deep down she knows. And the reason she was trying to rationalize this, because she was trying to say that she knew the stories before from when Juan cheated on her in the past. And she's saying that the stories now are just too outrageous for it to be the same thing. But the reason that they're sounding so outrageous is because it is true. And it's because Juan knows that you're going to believe him. And things are bad if Giselle is telling Robyn to pipe down. If Giselle is telling Robyn to wake up and smell the coffee, and Robyn is just not seeing any of it, she is standing down on this marriage. She is going to defend Juan. She is blaming us. She's blaming, the fans. She's blaming bloggers. She's blaming everybody but her husband. And that is when you know somebody is in too deep, you guys. When they are willing to make excuses for their cheating spouse, but they take it out on everyone else. Same thing LaTisha does, right? Does not hold her own husband accountable, but wants to come and has smoke for everyone else. No. You need to redirect that energy to your spouse, right? Because he is the one who is cheating on you. He is the one who is disrespecting you on national television. He is the one who is humiliating you for everybody to see, right? But they don't want to do that, right? Because then that would have to admit that they're faking something for a check. Then they would have to admit that they know that their husband is trifling, but they're going to stick around for this check so that they can stay on this reality show as a quote-unquote married woman, right? Because the status of being considered a quote-unquote married woman on a show about Real Housewives, on a show about Love and Marriage Huntsville, is more important to them than how they're actually being treated, you guys, as long as there's a check at the end of the day. And we need to put into question at this point if Robyn and or LaTisha Scott is giving a portion of their check to their husbands, right? For all of this foolishness, right? It would not shock me at all if either or both are receiving a percentage of their checks, you guys. It would not shock me at all. But the foolishness that I saw last night was just completely insane. And I was just over it. I was just too through with all of the shenanigans of last night. And I could not believe that Robyn was just sitting there, just taking all of this and just continuing to stand 10 toes down. And this is what happens, you guys. This is what happens when you have to let people go, right? If you have a friend or you have a relative or whoever, somebody you're close with, who is in a dysfunctional relationship, dysfunctional situationship, entanglement, marriage, whatever, right? And it's completely toxic. The person's a manipulator. The person's a narcissist. The person's a cheater. The person is XYZ, right? And in the beginning, you're getting asked for advice, right? And you're telling your friend, your family member, or whoever, hey, this person's toxic. Get out of this situation, right? File for divorce. Get out of this, right? But they get to a point where they're so desensitized from the disrespect and the cheating and the arguing and everything else that they have rationalized in their minds that they're going to stick this out until the kids are grown because they want their kids to grow up in a two-parent household, except for said two-parent household is a dysfunctional situation between the parents that the kids are going to see and potentially emulate when they become adults and think that this is normal behavior, right? And that's the part that people miss. You can be raised in a two-parent household, you guys, but if it is not a happy home, if it is not a loving home, what is the point? Just to say the father's in the house, even though we know Juan is not always in the house. Juan is always out with whoever, not named Robyn Dixon. Somebody else that lives in the that lives in Potomac, have they seen Juan recently out with another woman just with no care in the world? Please let me know in the comments, right? But it is just sad. It is just sad that, how sunken in Robyn is. And my whole point in this, in saying this, is you get to a point with your loved ones, with your friends or whoever that is in a toxic situation that you no longer give them advice, right? That you no longer tell them, hey, you know what? You need to get out of this, right? You can do better, right? Because it gets to a point when you realize if that person does not want to leave and they're not going to leave and they're making excuses for this person, even though that person is in the wrong, you've lost the battle, you guys. You have lost the battle, and that means no matter what, they're standing by their man, at least in the time being, right? That they are so brainwashed and manipulated and everything else that they're going to stick around for this for the foreseeable future, as long as they can still be considered somebody's wife, and as long as they can say that their kids grew up in a two-parent household, no matter how dysfunctional and toxic it was the entire time, you guys. And that's where we are. You cannot want more for somebody than what they want for themselves, you guys, because it never ends well, right? Because if you want Robyn to do better, if you want Robyn to have a self-esteem, and she is sitting here, being adamant that Juan's not the enemy, that the people are the enemy, that the world's the enemy, that everybody that's blowing this up is the enemy, even though she lied to the people. She lied to the people. She's getting booed at BravoCon because she cannot keep her lies together. And it got exposed, right? And even her supposed best friend, Giselle, wasn't even invited to her wedding to Juan. Make it make sense, you guys. There is something shady, reasonably shady going on, with this whole situation. But I just cannot believe, the person last night that Robyn has turned into. I mean, she's been down bad for one all this time, who's not even all that when it's all said and done, because all of this drama, all of these side chicks and everything else, it's starting to weigh down on his looks, just like how Martell does not look the same as he did season 1 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. You start to age pretty quickly when you're trying to manage all of these women that you're juggling around. You tend to age a lot quicker, like 10, 20 years older, a lot quicker, trying to, run game on all these women, right? And that's what it is right now, is Juan is not looking right at all, right? He's not worth this trouble. He's not worth this struggle. He's not worth this embarrassment. And if, Robyn wanted to, she could have done better. But she's attached because this is the only man she knows. She's attached because this is the father of her kids. She is attached because she is guilty that she lost the money. So she feels she deserves whatever humiliation that is going to come her way. She feels she deserves whatever cheating is going to come her way. And I don't know what her rock bottom is going to be for her to leave Juan. But she is about to get dragged like no other this entire season, you guys. And Giselle's talking about mental health and all these things. But what about the mental health of all the other housewives on this show who have been dragged and have been accused of cheating with 0 receipts or 0 credible receipts, right? But meanwhile, we have a situation with Juan where there's legit receipts, where there's legit side chicks that are in pictures with Juan, when there are literally hotel receipts with Juan's signature on them. And Juan even admitting that he still talks to the girl from Canada, and people do not want to accept it for what it is. And that is Juan's a cheater, right? And he's going to continue to cheat, and he's going to continue to play in Robyn's face for as long as she allows it. And since she's going to continue to allow it and believe his ridiculous stories, she's not going anywhere anytime soon, right? But I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it that you're mad at social media or you're mad at the world. You need to be mad at your husband. You need to direct that energy to your husband, because he's the one who's disrespecting you. He is the one that is taking the joy out of your life. He is the one that is responsible in part for your self-esteem being in the toilet, right? That has nothing to do with us. The reason why the fans are upset is not only because of Juan's actions, but because you knew about Juan's actions and you chose to withhold that information on a reality show in favor of going after other people's husbands instead of sharing your own life. And that is why the people were upset, right? So there is that. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.